safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
The following program is rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, it doesn't matter who the host is.
Well, hello and welcome to the Rated R Safety Show. I hope you enjoyed last week, or the first episode, depending on where you're listening to it. So did it torture you enough that you wanted to come back for more, or is this the first time around for you? Anyways, I don't know, so you're going to have to tell me on what you want to do. So hopefully you're having a fantastic week, not too much torture going on out there, but you were able to enjoy some of the episodes so far. So as you know already, this is a show about safety with a twist. And what do I mean by safety with a twist? It is real-world application and conversation on what's going on. Last week, we gave people the opportunity to rant. We also did some news stories, and I think that that's really how we're going to do some of the general themes. Now, remember, if you want to come on and rant, you have the opportunity to do so. So what we want you to do is go out, come to our website, safetyfm.com, or you can go to the ratedarsafetyshow.com, and you can come into our website, and we'll let you rant right there. Just click on it. Do a recording, rant away. We'll air it onto the actual show. Not necessarily do we have to just do it clear. We could also do a protection on your voice. What we're looking for is rants between 30 seconds to about 2 minutes, give or take. The other thing that I mentioned on our first little lovely episode is that I want other people to come in and host this thing. Remember, this show is as much mine as it is yours. You guys wanted this, so we've created it. And I don't want to sit here and host the thing the whole time. Let's just be realistic. I already have another show that I host and other shows that I produce. Hey, I like the format. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I'm only going to have so many rants that I'm going to be able to go over. And of course, we have listeners already contacting us, giving us rants. And we'll have one today with some voice protection. So that one will be fun to listen to. And instead of waiting, I guess, let's just go ahead and just do it right now.
Now, it's your turn too, bitch. I mean, rant on the Rated R Safety Show.
So, one of the craziest things I have been witnessing is companies who genuinely want to take care of their employees and believe they're doing everything for it. Yet those companies ignore safety beyond the enforced minimum that is required to remain ISO certified. So far in my experience, I have found it to be one of the biggest frustrations to bring safety into focus among the upper management in an environment that has been accident-free for a good couple of years. One of the companies I have been dealing with does a lot of things right in regards of taking care of their team, offering great benefits, but safety is absolutely not part of the conversation. This company in particular, it's a relatively small distribution business, so the main areas to focus on would be the warehouse and the R&D lab with laser printers and tooling equipment. The company team members do not use protective gear. Squinting when cutting metal seems to be just fine. They have been using the wrong cutting tools and either do not follow or stay uninformed about precautions while using tooling equipment in general. This, so far, has resulted in minor cuts at best and losing front teeth at worst. However, because there have been no accidents for quite some time, besides the ones that can be treated with the first aid kit, the management absolutely rejects the idea of looking into improving and revising safety procedures, either with the help of a qualified expert or just making current management responsible for employees following existing safety procedures and using protective gear that is presently available. This kind of environment is basically a ticking time bomb with an accident waiting to happen, where safety will be forced into focus. And regardless of the number of conversations with the CEO about preventative measures and making safety part of company culture, there continues to be a lack in understanding that safety is the most important aspect of taking care and looking after the employees. And you never not have enough time to educate people, team members, and have the management take the ownership of safety.
Rated R Safety Show is the... I am not reading this.
Well, you definitely know you have a good script when the announcer refuses to read it anyways. So that's a rant. So that's a voice protective rant. Now you know exactly kind of what it sounds like, mimics, so on. So let's get to some news stories on what's going out there in the world. So a study from Keele University in the UK shows that shouting the F word increases a human's pain tolerance by up to a third. The tolerance, of course, is short-lived. Participants in the study put their hands in ice-cold water. Some were given invented curse words to shout, and I won't even try to pronounce what the heck they actually were saying because it doesn't make sense to me. Respondents who were actually able to blast off the authentic F-bomb were able to withstand the cold longer. Now think about that. Now, how is that even possible? Is that possible? If you yell the word or if you drop the F-bomb, it makes more sense that you can tolerate pain longer? Did you know that? Do you try that at your organization? Here's another interesting one for you. The American demand for soft toilet paper has devastating effects on forests in Canada. The trees are best suited for pulp use in producing soft squares of Charmin. Yes, we went brand specific here, among other brands. It's estimated since 1996, 22 million acres of trees have been cut down just for toilet paper. That's about the same size of Indiana. Give that a thought, okay? One analyst estimates about 36.5 billion rolls of toilet paper per year. That's about 57 sheets per person per day. That's a real shitty situation if you kind of think about it. Now, that's crazy. Is soft toilet paper that demanding? We can tie that into an environmental issue. Of course, we're always looking in for the tie-ins. But think about that. 22 million acres of trees cut down for toilet paper. I'll tell you, not sponsors of the show, but there's a toilet paper company out there that's called Who Gives a Crap. And they use recycled material. And what I love the most about them is they use recycled material, including test papers. And when I'm talking about test papers, I'm talking about when you used to take a test in school for your older generation people, where you used to take it on a piece of paper. Well, part of it's recycled test papers. I'm sure that's not super soft, but still. You had to take some joy that you know that you're wiping your rear end with a test that you had to take. Think about that. Now, I don't know if this next story is going to be important at all, or if it's something you would just want to know. Gannett is the biggest newspaper chain in the country, but will likely be bought by a smaller company, Gatehouse Media, in a merger play. One insider tells the New York Post that there's a 75% chance it'll go through. Execs reportedly wanted to get the deal hashed out before the end of June. So think about that. This little small media company can't really be that small if they're actually purchasing this conglomerate in the media world. No, it's not safety related, but man, are they going to have a lot of control over that environment? Don't you love when this stupid stand makes all kinds of noise that you can hear it right there on the show? I always think it's kind of funny. Kind of makes me upset at the same time, too, but I don't think you care about that. Have you heard recently about this Kevin Spacey story? Kevin Spacey is off the hook for the charges that he groped a younger actor at the Nantucket bar in 2016. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's from The Usual Suspects, House of Cards. He's been in countless movies. Great actor, by the way. He faced charges for indecent assault and battery. Spacey has vigorously maintained that he is innocent throughout. Prosecutors cited that the unavailability of the complaining witness, who pled the fifth about his missing cell phone that was believed to contain key evidence. Now, I don't know one way or the other if he was guilty or not. You know, this is me reading a news story. Of course, it's not safety related. But here's another scenario where guilty as charged, but the court case hadn't even happened. But in the court of public opinion, he was already guilty. Do you want to hear about some other interesting things going on there on the news? A 45-year-old Philadelphia man was assaulted by a group of 17 kids between the age of 12 and 18 while swimming in a community pool Monday night. Now, this was a few weeks ago, so don't look at Monday night like this Monday night that just occurred. Police are still looking for the attackers. The victim managed to escape and get treatment for head wounds at a nearby medical facility. For now, there are more police guarding the pool deck. Now, why wasn't there more police guarding the pool deck from the very beginning? Don't we always talk about safeguards on some of the other shows? And yeah, is it really ranting about safety? Is it really talking about safety? But no, this is what we can consider safety in the news. And these are the things that we should talk about. Let's talk about Terry Johnson for a second. Terry Johnson has been charged with multiple car thefts and property damage as police investigate whether he's the man responsible for 18 car thefts within 24 hours. 18 car thefts, 24 hours. Think about that. Baltimore area police found him after someone called to report the stolen car and found a man in the area who matched the description given by the caller. The case remains open. So, safeguards. Safeguards. What happened to all these OnStars of the world? What happened to all these LoJacks of the world that were supposed to, help car thefts? Do we not believe in the club anymore? And I'm not talking about clubbing someone who's trying to steal your car. I'm talking about the club that goes onto the steering wheel, locks your car into place, allegedly, according to, great promotion and marketing. How about this one? This one's interesting. The city of Berkeley, California is the first municipality in the nation to ban natural gas to heat homes or use for stoves. Electric will be required starting January 1st of next year, that's being 2020, with all new single-family homes, townhomes, small apartment buildings, according to sfgate.com. The city council passed the measure unanimously. They say that part of this commitment to the Paris Agreement to help slow global warming. What do you think? Environmental health and safety. Do you think this is going to be a good thing for the environment? Because if you're using electric and you're not doing it based off of solar panels, is it really helping the environment? Or is it just trying to posture as you're doing something good? The World Health Organization has declared that Ebola outbreak an international concern now that it has reached the city center of Goma, which has shy of 1 million residents. So far, 1,700 have died and 2,500 have been infected in Congo. This is the fifth international concern issue since 2009, first issued for the H1N1 flu virus. This one's a little bit closer to home here. Michigan State University may have a good way to eradicate mosquitoes population that carries disease by releasing huge swarms of mosquitoes. Think about that one. Contained in 2 small islands in China, researchers dropped mosquitoes with virus-fighting bacterium, not bacteria, bacterium, then infected them with radiation, making them unable to reproduce. The zapped mosquitoes were then released into the island's population, nearly 2 million of them. And in 2016 and 2017, the number of disease-spreading mosquitoes dropped by 83% and then 94%, respectively, each year. But it's a long way from fixing the problem. The researchers admit it happened due to a small, contained area of the island and the huge number of those released, up to 4 million each week. So, I don't know. It's probably at this point we're just ranting to rant and complain to complain and talking about crap that some people might care about and some people might not even give a crap about. But I want you to keep on thinking about this. I want you to keep on thinking about those different ramps that we can actually perform here on the Rated R Safety Show. As I told you last week, I know who you are. You know who I am. Let's continue the ranting. Let's get you on here where you can rant away on the Rated R Safety Show. We'll be back on the next episode. Thank you for listening.
Safety never sounded so terrible.
Rated R Safety Show.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.